Hello and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta.
And thank you for joining us. As always, we like to set the tone. So, if you're looking to listen to something or watch something with information and joy and light and love, girl based, women based, then we are your girls. So, come with us on this journey today.
Yes, thank you so much, Gloria. And I want to welcome anyone that's new to our chats. Thank you for popping on. And we're going to start by sharing what tea we're drinking today.
Yes. This is Hayley's.
Hayley's
organic green tea. One of the reasons we purchased this one is it has 7 assorted flavors. So we decided we would try different flavors. So I'm having the Moroccan mint, and the ingredients are organic green tea leaves, organic mint, and then organic mint leaves and natural mint flavor. Not a whole lot.
All right, and my one is green tea with mango and lemon flavor. And my ingredients here, if I can read it, is
tiny.
Organic green tea leaves, natural flavor, natural mango and natural lemon flavors. So yes. That's very simple.
Yes, we like simple.
And we actually smelt it. You know, if you're a regular, you will know that we like to smell it before dunking it. So we smelt it, and I like mine because it smelled of mango and lemon.
And this particular manufacturer gives you little proverbs on your tea bag. So mine says, "He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything." And this is an Arabian proverb.
Okay, and my one is a man too busy to take care of his health is like a mechanic that is too busy to take care of his tools. And this is a Spanish proverb.
All right, it's a day of proverbs.
Wake it up a bit.
Yes.
Smell it. I can smell the mango, and I can smell at the end the lemon.
Yes.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone. Oh, I like it because I can taste the mango and the lemon.
Nice.
And your one?
And I can taste the mint.
Because it's just Moroccan mint.
It's just Moroccan mint. It doesn't have anything
I don't even know
else.
what Moroccan mint is meant to taste like, but it's just mint to me.
Yes, mint.
I like it. Very good.
So, as always, we kick it off with today is National Banana Day, National Orchid Day,
and National Exercise Day. Okay, and then we have some birthdays for April the 18th. We have Clifton Hillgrass, and you may know him as the founder of the Cliff Notes. Remember Cliff Notes?
Yeah.
Now we don't have Cliff Notes. The young kids are doing something else. It's called something else. I forget what it's called, but it's not Cliff Notes.
No.
But everybody knew Cliff Notes when we were growing up.
Absolutely.
And also we have birthday James Wood, multinational award winner on screen and stage. So those are the birthdays today.
All right. That's wonderful. Okay. So today is Good Friday. Normally we post our videos on Wednesday. However, technology decided to give us a little bit of a loop. So happy Good Friday to everyone.
Yes.
And that means that Sunday is Easter. So happy Easter,
Happy
everyone.
Easter.
Now, one of the things that's very interesting is this Easter is April 20th. What's April 20th? Why does that date mean something to so many people? That is the favorite day for stoners across the world. This is the day when they gather and they smoke marijuana or hashish. You know, they have the one with the bottles and the long hoses, and they do that. There's a place here locally called Golden State Park, and it's called Hippie Hill.
Yes.
And they used to do it every year. I mean, if you drove on the streets, you would just smell it wafting out of the park. Didn't do it last year, not doing it this year. They haven't been able to acquire the funding that they need to put on a big event.
Well, I had no idea on that date.
Yes, so 420 is the big marijuana smoke day.
Oh, now I know.
Yes, all right. So as always, our thoughts and prayers go out to the universe, because one of the things that we find is very, very important is that we learn to love and live together. That's very, very key. And if you hang out with Rosetta and I, you will feel and learn all about love and compassion. So, Rosetta and I, our focus is always on children and protecting our children and providing a safe space for our children. So, unfortunately, we have some sad news to share.
Yes, we do. We haven't talked about this in a long time, but there was actually a terrible mass shooting in Florida State University yesterday. And it seems like 2 were killed and 5 seriously injured in Tallahassee, Florida. Very, very sad. And it comes about that the shooter was actually shot and seriously injured in the hospital now. And his name is Phoenix Eichner. And they found out this suspect is identified as 20-year-old, and he's actually a Florida State University student, which is really sad.
Yes.
And he is the son of a local sheriff's deputy. So how did he get hold of the gun? They found a handgun that was his mother's service weapon as they took him into custody.
Yeah.
Very sad, because with these mass shootings, you never know to the extent of people being killed.
Right.
Like, if you're in the thick of this as one of the students, you never know if you're going to be the one that's going to be killed.
Exactly.
Because it's just very, very random as to how the shooter is going to spray or just target specific people. And one of these students, Reed Seinbold, a Florida State University student, he told CNN that he had known the gunman, and he encountered him in an extracurricular political club a few years ago. And this is what he said. He said he had continually made people feel uncomfortable where certain people had stopped coming. And he said that's kind of when we reached the breaking point with Phoenix, and we had to ask him to leave. Now, at this point, there is no... Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
There is no motive right now. They can't figure out the motive, but they're still doing some investigations. But I just say that I feel very, very sorry for the parents of any kid, the kids that were killed and anyone that was injured. Because as a parent, Gloria and I know that if that happened to their child, I would be, I don't know, because I've never been in that situation, but I can only imagine how, like, petrified I would be. I would be, like...
devastated.
I mean, kind of like in hysterics, not knowing, right?
Didn't they also say that this young man changed his name?
I did not read that, but you might be
think
correct.
His name was something else, and then he changed his name to Felix, and so that was Phoenix.
Phoenix,
and so that was something that was different.
Okay, all right.
And then one other thing. So there's a young lady. Her name is Stephanie Horowitz, and she's a master student at FSU. Now, the sad thing about this is Stephanie was part of remember the Parkland shooting? I think it happened.
The Highland Parkland shooting.
Yes.
That was at the Easter parade or something?
Well, this was it was at a school.
Oh, at the school.
It was at the school. It was in 2018, and it was the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Parkland, Florida.
That's right.
Okay. Remember, there were 17 people killed at that event. She was a student. She was a sophomore at that time.
God.
And now she's at, FSU as a master student. And then all of a sudden, she says, it's back. She said she had just gotten over, she had just started to feel comfortable being on campus, walking around. And the saddest thing is this young lady says that, number one, she never thought she'd ever experience it the first time. She surely didn't expect to experience it now. And I quote, she says, "This, unfortunately, is America for you." We don't know what to do. And if you have any ideas reach out to people and let's see what we can do. We've got to protect our children. They cannot go to school to be educated and be afraid that they're going to get shot at.
And you never know, because this has happened across the board, from elementary schools
Yes.
to high schools to colleges, universities. So it can happen anywhere you are.
Yes.
So what can we do as parents, as humans, to stop these mass shootings from happening?
Yes.
I mean, I remember a couple years ago, there was like, already it was only like February or
Right.
January, and there were so many mass shootings, and we were talking about them week to
Yeah.
week. But now there's been less. But
Right.
this is crazy, because this is in Florida the 6th mass shooting to date this year.
Yeah.
In 2025, this is the 6th one in Florida.
Yeah. Florida.
So just think about that.
Yeah. They've got to figure out how to do better. And the president of Florida State University, he was just overcome, and he's like, we have to do better.
Yes.
So we just wanted to let you know about it and make you aware. So if you got babies around you, hug them and tell
And
them that
keep
you
all
love
the
them.
people that were involved and got injured in your prayers.
Yes. We would also like to celebrate another girl power. 6 women went into space on the New Shepard spacecraft, which is owned by Jeff Bezos' company. The 6 females reached an altitude of 346,802 feet, and their mission lasted 10 minutes and 21 seconds from launch to landing. Just to give you an idea of the scope of the women, the space crew was NASA scientist, former NASA scientist, she's not doing it now, Amanda Wynn, singer Katy Perry, CBS Morning News anchor Gayle King, former NASA scientist Aisha Bowe, film producer Carrie Ann Flynn, and U.S. entrepreneur Lauren Sanchez, who also happens to be the fiance of Jeff Bezos. So if you're going to go up, that's the one to be on, because he's going to make sure he gets his girl back down safely. So this was an amazing accomplishment for women.
Yes, it was. And I love I was laughing because I was watching it and I'm seeing them all ring the bell
Yes.
right before they go on. And Gayle King's face she looked like she didn't really want to go up there. She
didn't.
rang it because she had to ring it, because everyone's ringing it, and she looked petrified. She was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna do it, but
Well, apparently they had given the ladies a go, no go. And they said you could back out at 2 minutes and 32 seconds from launch. The thing, though, is because the capsule was weight specific, if anyone came off, they may have been able to put, like something in the seat
to make up for that
to balance
weight.
it.
Right.
Or if they didn't feel comfortable, they would cancel the whole thing. So Gayle said that she was ringing that bell like, come on, hurry up, let's do this, because she did not want to stop someone else's experience.
And then the lady behind her was all smiles
Yes.
when she was doing it. But all in all, it was a good experience, but there have been some negativity, and people were
Yes.
saying that how is this affecting, because usually they got to space and it helps people down on Earth.
Right.
So how is this going to help people down on Earth?
Right.
And you said that since they've gone, they should be able to make it like an experience to
Right.
help other people since
Right.
they've gone, since they're the ones who've experienced it, and how they can help people down on Earth.
Absolutely.
So what was your little thing you said about?
Well, like I said, number one, people were talking about, if you're going to spend this kind of money, why don't you donate it to somebody here on Earth to help them? I honestly don't think they paid anything, because in Gayle's initial announcement, she said she was approached. So when you're approached, that doesn't normally mean come and be with me and, oh, by the way, pay. That doesn't.
Exactly.
I think it was to show women of different light doing it. The most important thing, though, is, I can't remember her last name. I know her first name was Olivia, but she was
Olivia Munn.
Yeah, she was not feeling
She
this.
was not happy, and I have a quote from her. She said, I know this is probably obnoxious, but like it's so much money to go to space,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of people who can't even afford eggs. What's the point? Is it historic that you guys are going on a ride? I
Yes.
think it's a bit gluttonous. Space exploration was to further our knowledge and to help mankind. What are they going to do up there that has made it better for us down here?
Yeah. And even though this was a space flight, it's not like they went to the space station, you know. They just went up, and I think it almost needs to be reclassified. It's just a joyride. You know,
Exactly.
it's, I mean,
Joyride.
it's a great experience, but it's not going to do anything for Mother Earth. It's not going to make life better. Oprah Winfrey was there because she's Gail's best friend, and she was just overcome. You know, she had to take her glasses off. She was so emotional. And when Gail got off the spacecraft, she got down, you know, they're trying to talk to her, and she goes, hold on. She got down on all fours. She kissed the ground. She put the dirt. I mean, I can only imagine, because like Gail, I don't like to fly. I do it because I have to, but that's not my thing. For her to do what she did was a major accomplishment. But how does it benefit us? Because I do believe, on a global warming perspective, every time they do that,
Yes,
it's affecting the environment.
it is.
Is it worth it just to do that, to say, woohoo,
We did it, and to have like a whole fanfare,
Yes.
and people say, wow, they went up into space. I mean, I don't really know. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. How does that help mankind? I
Yeah.
don't know either.
Yeah, because I think what mankind needs to do is focus on the planet that we're
Yes.
on, and take care of it.
Yeah.
So we wanted to share that with you. So, you know, last weekend and this weekend is Coachella. It's 4/11 through the 13th, and then 4/18 a day through 4/20.
Yes.
So a lot of people are excited to go to Coachella.
Yeah, they do. And after hearing all about Coachella, because I knew Coachella existed. I just didn't know the details. And my son is very into it. So we kind of watched it live, just a little bit behind. But we watched T-Pain. T-Pain was a headliner, and
Yes.
also Benson Boone. And Benson Boone is a tall, slim guy. And I found out from my son that you get 50 minutes if you're a headliner. So people going to Coachella can choose if they want to do the whole weekend, or they just want to do one day, and they pick who they want to go and see. So they are on stage for 50 minutes. That's a long set for them to do.
Yes.
But Benson Boone, he's tall and slender, and he kind of dressed a bit like Freddie Mercury of Queen.
Okay.
And what was shocking was at the end, well, it's not really shocking, but it's kind of appropriate, because at the end he did a rendition of one of Queen's songs.
Oh, nice.
So that was really good. He got good acclaim for that.
Good.
And there were some other headliners there. Lisa from, if you know the group Blackpink, the Korean K-pop group, the women K-pop group, she got to go on that, and there were some others, but it was really fun. I think it was last week and this week, right? Yeah. So it was fun. If you want to, there's I don't know what we saw it on, some of one of our many streaming services, but we watched it. But you could probably go on YouTube and just Google Benson Boone and see his set, or T-Pain.
Yeah.
T-Pain was,
and I know like Lady Gaga and Green Day and Post Malone are also some headliners. So what I like about Coachella is it has all different flavors of music.
Yes.
So you get, you know, like Rosetta just said, if you want to see someone like T-Pain, who everyone thought was more of a rapper type guy, sing, that's a chance for you to see him do everything.
Yeah. Well, he actually did a lot of songs, but some of his songs were covers of other people.
Right.
So that's how they kind of filled up their time. And because it's very exhausting when you're running around on stage and singing,
Yes.
that a lot of times he wouldn't say anything. He would just have the mic and just go like this and expect the audience to sing. That's a way to fill up and to say, I'm tired, you go ahead and sing.
You know the words, help me out.
Yes, yes.
Well, cool. So, you know, we started this new thing where we are acknowledging male and female individuals' accomplishments, local people. So today I would like to highlight a gentleman. His name is Tom Jensen. He's a 71-year-old man. Now he lives near Oakland, Chinatown, and he was on his way to his local convenience store, and it's called the Wan Key Supermarket. And he didn't know what was going on, but he looked inside and he could see someone, viciously attacking the store clerk. And without thinking, I'm a 71-year-old man, I shouldn't do anything, he rushed in to try and help him. And, he got the guy to leave him alone. So he goes back into the convenience store, and then he's attacked. And he is beaten and thrown into the counter. And it was just really, really sad to see that someone would have such disrespect. They have some pictures that they're trying to circulate to see if they can find the individual who did it. They asked Mr. Jansen today, away from the situation, would you have done the same thing? And he said, yes, I would. Some people are calling him a hero. He goes, I'm not a hero. I just did the right thing.
It just comes naturally to him. It's his instinct. And that's really great, because people like that, we need more people like that.
Yes, we do. I mean, he's such a wonderful person. So the store owner, her name is Shirley Liu, and she joined the Oakland Chinatown Improvement Council representatives and the city leaders to honor Mr. Jensen's bravery. Shirley informed Mr. Jensen that he can get food at that grocery convenience store every week. I mean, I'm sure, he's just a single man. It's not like he's going to go in and, I'll take $300 every week.
But he's probably really grateful for that.
Absolutely.
So that's really,
and he said he's on a fixed income.
That's good. That's amazing. Grateful. Thank you. He did his job as a citizen, without being asked, and this is how he's
being repaid.
He's repaid, which is great.
And he also received a check for $1,600. And there's a group of people who patrol the local area, and they're called the Night Ship Community Patrol, and they made him an honorary member because of his contribution.
Fantastic.
So thank you, Mr. Jensen.
What a feel-good story.
Yes, thank you for showing up and helping the people of your community.
Yes.
So, do you like sightseeing? Do you like getting into helicopters?
No, I do not, and I will never do that, because it's just too much of a risk for me. I really don't like heights to begin with, but if I did, I wouldn't, because I've heard too many stories of helicopters like failing or breaking down or crashing, and people get killed. And this is no different, because I just heard recently again of this story in New York.
Right.
Another sightseeing helicopter crashes. It's called New York Helicopter Tours, was the company. And they said what happened was there was 6 people on flight, and all 6 got killed. There was video taken of when in the air, the rotor of the helicopter comes flying and spinning off into maybe the Hudson River. And they're trying to look for that. It's very sad, because it was a family of 5 from Spain, and they were here on vacation. So the parents and the kids and the pilot, which is very, very sad. And this pilot is not someone that's new to flying. He's got 8,000 hours under his wing.
Right.
So it's really sad. So they're trying to figure out, trying to find that rotor.
Right.
And they're doing their best. There's teams that are going into the Hudson River, and they have video of them trying to put back whatever they found in the Hudson River, trying to put it back. But the thing was, they said that there was no
black box,
no flight recorder on board, which is going to be harder to figure out what actually happened.
Apparently, there aren't on helicopters. It's only on the planes that they have the black boxes.
Yeah, so now maybe they might reconsider.
They should.
And start putting it on.
Yeah, because like Rosetta said, this pilot was a seasoned pilot. He wasn't just some fly-by-night. And, he started with the Maydays to the air traffic controller, letting him know that there was a problem.
Yeah. So I'm corrected. It's not 8,000 hours under his belt. He has 800 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our thoughts and prayers go out to the families. We just wanted to give you a brief update on the. Remember, we told you about the nightclub, the Jet Set, that's in Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. I just wanted to update you. The latest counts that we have is there were 231 individuals killed. There's 189 survivors, and I think about 12 or less are actually still in the hospital recovering. So on Monday, the Santo Domingo government honored 565 individuals that were comprised of crew members, soldiers, firefighters, doctors, and others who jumped in to help and save lives. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being there.
Yeah, we really want to keep everyone in our prayers because that's really devastating. And I think there's a lot of lawsuits that's happening right now. So whoever the club owner is, I mean, it's not really his. Well, I don't know what the case they're gonna talk about, like how they're gonna plead. But
some of what we've initially heard is it is an individual. The club is owned by a family, and they, not like here in the States, we have very specific regulated building requirements. And I don't think their building requirements are regulated like that.
To code.
Yeah. So I think people are like, how could you have this? How could you not have your roof inspected? How could you?
Right.
So we know that something's going to come of this. It's just that it's not going to bring the loved ones back. So we're very, very sorry for your losses. People just went to party.
Yeah,
they went to have a reggae band and do a little salsa.
Yeah, a lot of people
and
a lot of famous people in the club at that time as well.
Yeah, very sad. So we're always looking into situations that affect children, young people. So 2 United States of America college students found themselves in a little bit of a pickle in Denmark.
Yes, they did. Again, this is 2 college students. We talked about the college student before that went away on vacation and was
in the Dominican Republic. They think she went swimming and accidentally drowned.
Yes, and this time it's 2 Americans that found themselves in Denmark. Well, they were in Denmark, and this is what happened, the details. So the one person that they named, the other friend is anonymous. He doesn't be named.
Right.
The guy is called Owen. And they actually were taking an Uber back to their hotel on the 31st of March when they realized they had entered the wrong address and opted to cancel the ride. In about 5 minutes after they got out of the Uber, the driver came back around, got out of his car, and proceeded to kick Owen in the groin and push him. And Owen pushed him away, and the boys then subsequently ran away.
Right.
So what happened next was the Uber driver, told Uber, accounted that these 2 boys he was assaulted by these 2 boys. So he lied to Uber and said, I was assaulted. This is all because the ride got canceled because they entered the wrong address. The boys were arrested the next day, charging them with common assault and declaring them a flight risk. Can you believe that? A flight risk. So Owen's mom, Sarah, is in Copenhagen now, waiting for her son's release. And the Copenhagen police say the boys will be held until at least this month, April the 24th.
Wow.
So what started off as a quick trip, they were meant to come back, is now extended to a minimal April 24th, weeks after they were expected to be home. So this is very sad. I mean, I'm like...
It's just, especially when they were trying to be responsible to get an Uber, to take them somewhere. They made a mistake. They gave the wrong address. And maybe Uber's policy is if you get in and you are like, where are we going? This is not where we wanted to go. I don't understand why the Uber driver didn't just change to the new correct address.
Well, maybe because they didn't enter the new address. They just canceled it. And the Uber driver thought, I'm losing my money for this. But why would, I don't understand. I mean, they're in a different country and I could have made a mistake because if you have to type it in, the street name could be like several letters off.
And as we know, our phones, we have this little thing called SIRI. I'm not saying her name because she's listening. She will auto fill. So they could have been typing in
and they
the
probably
address,
thought that it was the correct
and they
address.
just hit enter.
Or it could have been a few letters off or something, because it's in a
Exactly.
different language. The street names are not really common to us in America.
Yeah.
So this is really terrible, and the mother's going to be staying there all this time until her son's released. We don't
Yeah.
even know when. So I feel for the mom, I feel for the kids, and it's very sad, very sad.
So,
yeah.
You know, like we're always saying to each other, you know, what is wrong with her? That's not what I said. You have to also realize that this is a tool, it's technology, it is not perfect, it is imperfect. So we all have to slow down, become more engaged in what we say and what we do.
Yeah, but how would they have known that
They
this is
wouldn't.
what's going to happen?
They had
They're going to
no
be
idea.
accused of assaulting and a flight risk.
The other thing is, see, here in America, everybody's got a camera. People try and do things like that all the time, and you see, I love all the like the LA laws and, you know, criminal intent and all that. And the first thing they do is they look around when they go to a case to see cameras.
If there are any street cameras,
Yes.
and if they can pull that up and what actually happened.
So I hope that they will see that he is just lying.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll be thinking of them and hoping for the best.
Yes. So, you know, girl power. I told you this is just a girl power chat. So the WNBA draft was earlier this week, and it was a great success. And as everyone thought, Paige Buchers went #1 overall draft, and she was selected by the Dallas Wings. The second pick was taken by Seattle Storm, who selected Dominique Malanga. And the third pick was taken by the Washington Mystics, who selected Sonia Citrone. Now, the cool thing about that is here in San Francisco, California, we have a team that's called the Golden State Valkyries. It's based out of the city. This was their first draft, and they are part of the new expansion team because WNBA is growing. Not only is it growing in viewership, it's actually growing in the games itself.
Fantastic.
So, Justea went #5, and she's originally from Lithuania. That's who they selected. Their 17th pick was Cheyenne Sellers, and then Caitlin Chen was 30th pick. So we have 3 new females that will be representing San Francisco through the WNBA.
And this is amazing because we've been hearing more and more about the WNA as opposed to like 5 years ago.
Right.
And I love that because now there's so many girls in high school that play basketball.
Yes.
Now they know that this is starting to become like mainstream.
Yes.
So the more people watch the games,
Yes.
the more that women can become like level playing
Yes.
field with the guys, and hopefully soon they can make as much as the guys, even
Yes.
though there's still a long way to
A
go.
long way. You know, last year, remember, we were all excited about Caitlin Clark. We were just so happy. And Caitlin Clark was #1, and I think her starting salary was $170,000. Whereas on the guys' side, their starting was $3 million. So we want everyone to support the WNBA.
That's just huge.
So
Such
that
a huge gap.
I mean, it's a major gap.
It's a major.
That is
yeah.
why some of our female basketball players, and even some of the males, go to foreign countries to play.
Because they probably get more recognition and more salary than they would if they were here.
They can't afford the lifestyle that they
Right.
want just on their base salary. So this is also something that, you know, supporting the WNBA is key.
It
Very
really is.
key.
We need the ratings to go up, 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 and up.
Yes. A little bit of sad news. I don't know. I am a Grey's Anatomy girl. I've watched it since season 1. And back in the day, it's all about the internships. And all of the doctors started out as internists. And like now, they are senior doctors. They are co-owners of hospitals. They've come a long way. There were 2 male doctors, and they were nicknamed McDreamy. He was he had some beautiful brunette hair, brown eyes, just gorgeous. And then there was McSteamy, and
McDreamy and McSteamy.
Well, McSteamy was always in a towel, so
Yes,
it was
yes.
like, okay. So he was blonde, blue-eyed, very, very handsome. So unfortunately, McSteamy, Eric Danes, from Grey's Anatomy, and he's also on HBO's Euphoria, announced this week that he has ALS, which is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. The bad thing about this disease is there's no current cure, and the estimated life expectancy is 3 years. The thing that is shocking people is because he's in such a great shape.
Right.
It has nothing to do with how healthy you are. It has to do with, my brain is saying autoimmune, and I don't know if I heard that somewhere or if the spirits are just telling me. But what happens is your mind and your body disconnect. So even though your body says breathe, your lungs don't.
You can't
breathe.
do it even though you want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, okay, breathe, take a breath. Nothing happens. And I have a dear friend who got this condition, and I was going to go see her, and she goes, nope, I don't want you to see me like this. And she told me, she says, the hardest thing, and she was brilliant. I mean, she was a computer engineer for mainframe computers. The computer could crash, and she could tell us what device and what they were doing.
Yeah.
She was deep. And she told me, she says, I cannot get my mind and my body in sync. So from a personal perspective, I know what that feels like. And our thoughts and prayers go out to his loved ones, his family, and his fans. Support him, lift him up. If you hear of something, or you know some other country is doing something with ALS, share that information. Let's be positive about our communication.
Yeah, very sad. Very sad.
So, we always like to do a little bit about the weather. And like we were saying a little earlier, we have this global warming, and it's all around us, and things are always happening. So here in Northern California, we're an earthquake country. So what day was that? I think it was Tuesday. There was an earthquake locally in Southern California. Initially, they said, there was just a 6.0 earthquake. Then they downgraded it to a 5.7, and eventually it's a 5.2. It was 2.49 miles south of Julian in San Diego County. It was widely felt across Southern California and Mexico. Now, we have some new alarm alert systems where if the phones know something's coming, if the U.S. Geological Service knows that an earthquake is impending, they send out a little message, and some of them says, hold on, duck and cover. Or you'll get a message, earthquake, and you get the messages sometime before the actual quake.
Yes.
So I wish other parts of the country had some type of an alarm like this to help them. Now, it's very interesting that today, the 18th of April, is the 119th anniversary of the great 1906 San Francisco earthquake, which was a magnitude of 7.8, and it struck today. And that earthquake was severe. It collapsed buildings, and it was just horrific to see. As Rosetta and I, when we were talking about the nightclub, we talked about how buildings here, some of them are on rollers so that they can compensate for earthquakes. So we are very, very blessed that we have some tools that help the environment. Now, in the middle of the country, near like Oklahoma, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, St. Louis, they are experiencing heavy rains, thunderstorms. They have hail the size of baseballs. And if a baseball hail hits you, that hurts.
Oh, you're going to be terribly injured.
Oh, and windshields and cars. So the weather is still very extreme. And
it seems like it's like non-stop.
Yeah.
Because we've been talking about the weather. We talk about it every week. And there's no more averages in any states or anywhere. It's just crazy because it's not just US. Have you noticed, like in Greece, they were having a lot of earthquakes and things, and just all over the globe.
They had an earthquake in like New York or New Jersey. They don't have earthquakes.
They don't have earthquakes, and we did this to ourselves, mankind.
Yeah.
So it's really tragic, and just think about how we can be a bit more mindful of what we're doing to our planet
Yes.
that God has given us. We're destroying it. But how can we do things today and find solutions to help? We can't mend what's happened. You can't, you know, you can't sweep up spilt milk.
Right.
Well, you can, but you can't do anything about spilt milk.
Yeah.
But what we can do is moving forward, let's see how we can come up with some solutions or programs that we can help so that going forward, our kids still have a good planet to live on.
Yes, that's what's most important. We want to preserve Mother Earth for our children and their children's children's. We can slow down some of the destruction. We don't have to keep going at the pace we're going, because what is the true meaning of the word stupid? Doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Different results. Okay, so change change what you're doing to get different results.
And that's what we want to do.
Yes.
So I'm sure the community of Eastern Nebraska, where they were, and that's near Omaha, where they were receiving those baseball-sized hails, I'm sure they're thinking to themselves, what can we do? Because the weather is just not the weather anymore.
Well, yes. And I always say, things are happening like this, believe it's global warming.
Yes, absolutely. So, as we always tell you lately, we have something new that's called Events Around the Bay. So, what's going on this weekend?
Well, this weekend is Easter weekend. Today is Passover, like Gloria said. And we have a lot of events surrounding Easter. So, let's get going. So, the first one is the biggest egg hunt in the Bay, Campbell Community Center, on Saturday, 9 a.m. The Kiwanis Club of Campbell is thrilled to continue this 47-year tradition with 32,000 eggs. And there's going to be different delicious foods, fun crafts, jump houses, and they do this. They divide it among age groups so that younger kids don't have a disadvantage over older kids.
Nice.
So it's free, it's 9 a.m. And right after that, at 11 a.m., walk to Downtown Campbell and you can join in on the Bunnies Bonnets Parade. And it is at Saturday again, 12 p.m. This is an annual event and it will include marching bands, dancers, animals, community groups, local organizations, and more.
Sounds fun.
And it's a very fun event, and you can get chalk and draw on the streets. The streets are closed off.
Nice.
So it's a great family event. Okay, next we have Hippity Hop Till You Drop Egg Hunt. And this one is at Meadow Park in Los Gatos. And it's the annual egg hunt on Saturday, April the 19th. Be there no later than 10 a.m. so you don't miss the excitement of the hunt. So it's Hippity Hop Till You Drop. And just to let you know, all this information will be in the description below if you like, oh, that's interesting, how do I get more information? All right, now, Gloria and I are going to be in a great event tomorrow at the San Jose Plex. It's called the Plex, and it's 800 Embedded Way. And it starts at 10 to 2 p.m.
Yes.
It's a free event. There's going to be a massive egg hunt.
Yes.
It's for the families. Then there's going to be petting zoos.
Yes.
Vendors.
Pony rides.
There's
egg decorating and crafts.
Yes.
Bouncy
food,
house.
music.
Yes.
So it'll be great. Come. And it's the Plex. So all the information will be below. And then what else do we have going on? We have, let me see. Join the funny bunny and hop into fun egg hunt and egg hunt. This is actually Salesforce, Salesforce in San Francisco.
Yes.
It is they're going to do this egg hunt, and it is Mission Street, and I'm going to put the information below. Then we have sheep shearing and fiber arts festival in Los Altos Hidden Villa Farm. The cost is $33.85, and there's going to be lots of activities happening there. Follow the thread for sheep to shawl. Visit the gallery. Enjoy music and food trucks. Bring your hard work and earn your Maker's Lounge. And join the Maker's Lounge. We have that one. And then let's see what else we have. I know there's a lot of things happening. We have, what else? We have, well, this one you might not want to be involved in, but it's called World Naked bike ride through San Francisco for Earth Day.
Oh, that's okay.
So April the 19th, Saturday, 11 a.m., Rincon Park, Folsom, Embarcadero, San Francisco. It's free. We know that San Franciscans can do some outrageous things.
Yes.
So just be careful. It starts at noon if you want to be in charge of that. But that's what we have, and a lot of events. And again, Cherry Blossom is the second week. This is the last week.
Yes.
Japantown Cherry Blossom 2 days. Go early because parking is kind of like mad there.
Yeah.
If you find street parking, but go early. They have music, great music, live bands, and they also have great food. And inside Japantown, they have the inside mall where there's lots of restaurants and shops and things. So those are your events around the bay this weekend.
All right. I'm so happy you stayed to the end. I hope we gave you something that's exciting, family driven, and you're going to have a great, great weekend. So we want to thank you so much for joining us. We want you to know that we are grateful that you allow us to spend time with you. And as Rosetta said, we're going to be in South San Jose. So if you don't have anything to do, come and say hi.
11 to 2 p.m. tomorrow.
We would love to. I thought it was 10 to 2.
Sorry, 10 to 2. You're correct.
Yes.
10 to 2.
Yeah, we don't want you to get there. And I mean, this place is huge. I mean, it said something like 250,000 square feet.
It's huge.
So it's huge. So if you have kids, grandkids, bring them out. So we feel the love in the room. We send it back to you. Mwah, bubbling over.
Yes,
Thank
we
you.
do. And don't forget, if you enjoyed our chat, we'd love for you to like it by hitting that thumb icon. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, which helps us for future chats.
Yes.
And hit that bell notification so you're the first to be notified when our chats are ready to be viewed.
Yes.
And we are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. And remember to always keep smiling. Bye-bye.
Bye.